Hey guys, what's up? It's That Madden Gamer here, back at it again with another episode of the Under Center Podcast. Today's a special mock draft edition. Before I get into this, if you guys are new to the channel, which you probably are, mock drafts bring a lot of different traffic. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't, I get it. But if you're a Lions fan and if you're a fan of Madden content, I have both of those. New Ultimate Team series coming out soon. So yeah, if you like the Lions, you like Madden, why not give it a subscribe? It's free. Why not? I'd greatly appreciate any like or comment or subscribe, any of that kind of stuff. Just watching my video makes me happy, so thank you guys. With that being said, we'll just get right into it. I'm going to try and keep this fast for you guys. I'll give my pick-by-pick breakdown, but I'm going to try and keep it fast. Trevor Lawrence seems like a pretty easy number 1 overall pick to Jacksonville. Zach Wilson, number 2. Number 3, we have the Niners. This is where the draft starts. Justin Fields, Trey Lance, or Mac Jones. This is going to be a pick that I would not make. This is going to be a pick that, based off of what I'm hearing, I think this will happen. I think they're taking Mac Jones. Just so we're clear, I would not take Mac Jones number 3 overall. I would take Justin Fields. I have my quarterbacks as Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Trey Lance. That's my QBs. But, you know, based off what I'm hearing, I think the Niners are going to go in Mac Jones' direction there. So we'll see. Pick number 4, Falcons. Same kind of thing. I would not make this pick just based off what I am hearing. I'm hearing Trey Lance could be a definite possibility here, even though, like I said, I would take Justin Fields. A guy I hold in very high regards, this kind of stuff, is Daniel Jeremiah. And he likes Lance to the Falcons. So we're going to roll with it. He also likes Kyle Pitts to the Falcons, which I could also see. But we're going to go Lance here. Because the Falcons, if you're a team like Atlanta, you're a team that's not ready to win right now. You have Matt Ryan for another year or two. Let Trey Lance sit for a year or two. Let him play. Let him develop. Then let him play like when Matt Ryan's done. You have a cheaper guy, younger guy with more upside at this point in their careers. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I personally would like to have Justin Fields. I think Trey Lance leaves too many players in the field at North Dakota State. I don't know if it translates or not, honestly. I don't think he's a bad prospect. Just not a top 10 pick, not a top 5 pick in my opinion. We're going to go back up here. We have the Bengals at pick 5. I think you go Penei Sewell here. But you know what? We're going to go with a different pick. We're going to go Kyle Pitts. A pick that I've heard makes sense. A pick that I know makes sense. Because the Bengals don't really have a tight end. And Kyle Pitts is a freak. Absolute versatile weapon. Just absolute freak of nature player. Not just a tight end. Can play receiver as well. Gives Joe Burrow a very reliable set of hands. And the guy's going to create phenomenal matchups for him. The tackle situation in Cincinnati isn't that bad. I know they signed Riley Reef. I know it's a stopgap. But in my opinion, I think you could address that interior offensive line in the later rounds. Second round, you can get a guy like Creed Humphrey, from Oklahoma. I'm a big fan of him. Got guys like Trey Smith, Wyatt Davis, Quinn Murins? I can't remember his name. Quinn something. It's a guy from a D3 school, balled out at the Senior Bowl. I'm a fan of him. I think he'll go in the late second round, early third round. So we'll see. I think the Bengals could just address different needs in the later rounds of the draft. I think you have to go with the best player available, in my opinion. It's Kyle Pitts on the board right there. So you go now to Miami, and you could go Sewell, you could go Chase. If you're not sold into, you could even go Fields. That's probably not going to happen, though. I'm going to have him going with Jamar Chase. He's going to be a stud receiver for years to come. He's going to be cheap for the next 4 years. Devontae Parker needs to get out of town. Then, well, guess what? You have your number 1 receiver right there. Bam. Pick 7, the Lions. I'm going to overanalyze this a little bit, but I personally have had them taking Sewell or Slater in a lot of these mock drafts. I've been doing before I made this video. I made a couple before this video, just trying to get a feel for how I feel about different prospects, different landing spots, that kind of thing. I'm going to send Fields to the Lions. Daniel Jeremiah is a guy, like I said, I hold him in very high regards, this kind of thing. He has Fields going to the Lions. I'm not copying him. Fields is the quarterback I like better than Trey Lance or Mac Jones. He's the number 3 player on the big board here for the draft network. He's a good player. He's a guy who needs to sit for a couple years. We have Jared Goff. He's a stopgap. Jared Goff takes his lumps for a couple years, has a couple average to bad seasons. You're not taking a quarterback as good as Justin Fields next year's draft, or the draft after that, probably. Justin Fields will be number 1 QB next year's draft class. It's hard to tell for the year after that. But Justin Fields would be better than anyone next year's draft class, in my opinion. So I don't see how you pass up on him. You go Justin Fields here. You address the future. Lions are not in a win now mode, in my opinion. I don't think they should be, and I'm going to treat it as such. You can't pass up on the best QB available, top 3 player in the draft. Not in my opinion. That's based off the Draft Network's thing. Broncos. Is it the Broncos or the Panthers here? Panthers. Panthers, pick 8. You have him going Sewell. Sewell, day 1 left tackle. And if he's not a good left tackle, he'll be a great guard. You got... Who you got here? Denver. Denver could be a corner, but they just signed Kyle Fuller. They don't really need receiver. They need an offensive line. Sean Slater could start at all 5 positions in the offensive line. Very versatile, very valuable because of that versatility. I think that's a great pick for the Broncos there. Garrett Bowles, a stud left tackle. Great. Move this guy to right tackle, move him to right guard, left guard, center even, wherever he can play there. Pick 10 of the Cowboys. Got Pat Surtain. Need a corner. Simple. Best corner on the board. 11, the Giants go Jalen Waddle. Get a true separator, an elite route runner. I think he'll be a better player than Kenny Galladay. Galladay is a little bit overrated in my opinion. He's a phenomenal 50-50 ball guy. I'm a Lions fan saying this. Phenomenal 50-50 ball guy. Never ran great routes. Never got any separation. Waddle, good hands. Jumps out of the gym. Great catch radius. Great at separating. Great speed. Great explosion with the ball in his hand. Love the pick there. 12, the Eagles go Devonte Smith. I think they value him. I think they value receiver over corner. Pick 13, you got the Chargers. J.C. Horn. It's not even a question. Secondary needs some help. Give him the second best corner in the class. J.C. Horn. Pick 14, the Vikings. I'm going to give them Jalen Phillips here. Need an edge guy to replace Yannick Ngakoue. The void he left there. He only played for like 5 games, whatever it was. So, yeah, Yannick Ngakoue is gone. You don't really have a true dominant edge player besides Danielle Hunter. You get this guy on the other side of Danielle Hunter, that's going to be insane. And I'm not happy about that as a Lions fan. Just saying. Okay. Patriots now on the board. Pick 15, I go Micah Parsons. He's your Dante Hightower replacement. He's a stud. I would be very fine with the Lions taking him at 7. He's a great linebacker. I think he'll be able to make the move inside at the next level. In college, he didn't do it very much. I think he can make the move at the next level with the right coaching staff and the right development. We'll see. Patriots know how to develop linebackers. That's for sure. He's a freak athlete, good player, probably the best defensive player in the draft, arguably. He goes to New England, pick 15. Cardinals, they need a guy who's going to be a day 1 player. They don't really need an offensive lineman. Running back, in my opinion, running back is a very underrated need for Arizona. Very underrated. Kenyon Drake's gone. They have like Chase Edmonds there maybe. But I don't know if you go with there at 16. I think Travis Etienne would be the guy because he's kind of a similar player to Kenyon Drake. Obviously a little bit better. More explosive, great hands. Very explosive, quick twitch athlete. I think I'd go Travis Etienne, or do you go with a guy like Kwity Paye? Who do you go with here? I don't know. I'm going to go... Greg Newsom's too rich for my blood here. Tell you who I'm going to go with. People might hate this pick. I'm going Caleb Farley. Before his back injury, people were talking about, he's my number 1 corner in the class. He's very raw at the position. Freak athlete, though. He was a receiver at Virginia Tech before he moved to corner. Great ball skills. I think he could be with the right coaching staff and development. A lot of these guys go into that kind of category. With good coaching staff and development, a lot of these guys could be really good. But with the bad coaching staff, a guy like him might fizzle out because he's just kind of a raw, athletic corner cover guy. I like him, though. I'm going to have him going to the Cardinals at 16. They need a cornerback. Pat P's gone. All right, let's go down here. Go back to our big board. Who's next in the picks? The Raiders. I'm going to have them going. Offensive line could be very intriguing for them because they did lose Trent Brown and Rodney Hudson. I like Jeremiah Osu-Koromoa there as a linebacker too. But I think with these tackles still on the board, you got to look at Christian Darrisaw here. Good value pick for the Raiders. It's the first time I've had them going someone besides Jeremiah Osu-Koromoa in a while. Like, I've always had them taking that pick. Okay, Dolphins. Draft log. See who they picked at number 6. They took Jamar Chase, right? They have their stud outside receiver for Tua. Got him a weapon. I'm trying to think of who the Dolphins have as an edge player because I think Azeez Ojulari could be a solid edge guy. But I also like the offensive line fit here. Elijah Tucker's a guy who doesn't play tackle or guard at the next level. I like him at both. We're going Elijah Tucker, a run-on offensive lineman all of a sudden. Pick 19, the football team. I like JOK to the football team, honestly. He could be kind of a versatile. I've seen him compared to like Jamal Adams. I've seen him compared to a lot of different guys. And I think the football team could kind of use a player like him. A very versatile defensive player. Kind of a linebacker safety hybrid. An overhang defender. The football team. They're a hard team to mock, man. They have a lot of needs. But we're going to do it. We're going to send him Jeremiah Osu-Koromoa. Solid linebacker or safety kind of player. I like it. Pick 20. The Bears. The Bears. You go corner here if you have to. Greg Newsome. Guy's been climbing up draft boards recently. I haven't done a ton of tape study on him yet. I've heard a lot of good things, though, so I'll take it. If you're the Bears here, you lost your starting corner, Kyle Floyd. You cut him. You need to get someone else in, man. You need some young corners, some young studs there. So I like the pick, getting Greg Newsome in there, pairing with, was it Cameron Dantzler they drafted? No. Jalen Johnson, my bad. Jalen Johnson they drafted. But you get two young corners, build that defense back up. Another thing I don't like to see as a Lions fan, though, young defense, kind of scary in Chicago there. 20 with the Colts. I'm going Tevin Jenkins. They need an offensive lineman. Tackle. They need a tackle, man. They need a tackle. Costanzo retired. They have a right tackle. Jenkins, in my opinion, could be a left tackle at the next level. But he has to correct some issues with this game first. I think he could definitely be a left tackle, though. So I think that's just a best offensive line on the board there. They need a left tackle. They got one. Pick 22, the Titans. Tennessee, I go edge here. I go Azeez Ojulari. Harold Landry's an expiring contract, and he really hasn't been a crazy, phenomenal player. He's been solid. I was a huge fan of Harold Landry coming out of the draft a couple of years ago. So yeah, I love Harold Landry coming out of BC. He's been okay, but he's gonna want some money. He just paid Bud Dupree. Get a young guy in there. Azeez Ojulari. Very, very solid depth edge guy for year one, rotational guy. Year two, let him eat. Jets here. I think Travis Etienne's probably going to be a very interesting option. But Rashad Bateman's still there. They have... Who do they have at receiver? They have Corey Davis and Denzel Mims, maybe? I think that's about it. If you're the Jets... No, you know what? I'm giving him Kwity Paye. It's kind of a bold pick. Robert Saleh gets him a new edge guy. You know he loves taking defensive ends. You know he loves defensive players in San Francisco. There you got guys like Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas... DeForest Buckner before he got traded. Why am I blanking on names? Eric Armstead and the guy they took last year. Gosh, what is his name? I cannot remember for the life of me. I loved him coming out of South Carolina. I thought the Lions should take a hard look at him before they passed up on him, but injuries kind of made him fall. Can't remember his name. Javon Kinlaw. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Pick 24, the Steelers. Etienne and Harris be tempting here for them, but I think they need to go get Landon Dickerson. Reach a little bit for the best interior guy in the class. Replaces Marquise Pouncey right off the bat. I like the pick there for him. I like the pick there for him a lot. So, yep. I think it's a pretty easy pick for them, in my opinion. I know it's a little bit of a reach, but I think it's a great pick. Trevon Mayrig goes to the Jags. He replaces what you had in the safety they traded to the Browns. I'm bad with names. I'm so sorry. They traded a safety to the Browns. What was his name? He came out of Bama a couple years ago. Whatever. Trevor Mayrig, best safety in the class. Get him over to Jacksonville. Good player on the defense. Browns, I'm going to have them taking Jamin Davis. I think he'll be a better player than Zayvon Collins. That's my opinion. But I think a better player than Zayvon Collins. Pick 27, the Ravens. It's a tough pick for Baltimore here. I think you go in a multitude of directions here. Looking for... I'm taking Rashad Bateman here from Baltimore. You need a guy who's going to be a stud receiver. I like Rashad Bateman a lot. Watched him play a lot in the Big Ten, as I am a big Michigan fan. And Rashad Bateman, if you pair him with Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews, I know he's a tight end, but still counts as like a receiver core technically because he's like a very big weapon on that team. Bateman's a solid number 2. Probably, I might honestly be a number 1 by the time it's all said and done on that team because I'm not sure if Hollywood Brown's the real deal or not. Okay. Getting to the end here, guys. The Saints at pick 28. This might be a bold pick. Kadarius Toney. I love the idea of Sean Payton getting Kadarius Toney. That would be absolutely scary. Very scary if they got Kadarius Toney. So, I think the way that Sean Payton utilized him makes him a day one of the better receivers in this class. Makes them maybe the most impact year 1 at any receiver in this class. Because that's the kind of freaky, genius play caller that Sean Payton is. He knows how to utilize guys to put him in the best position to succeed. Probably better than anyone in the NFL. I don't know. I mean, he's definitely probably one of the best offensive guys. He put Shanahan up there probably, Kyle Shanahan. But I mean, Sean Payton knows how to utilize guys right. I think Kadarius Toney in that Saints offense would be freaky. You gotta make it happen. Pick 29, the Packers. I'm gonna take Najee Harris. I'm just kidding. Packers, they could go in a multitude of different directions as well. I think Zaven Collins end up being my pick for them. I don't know. Elijah Moore, a guy I like a lot too at Ole Miss. I know it's reaching. Elijah Moore. The Packers ignored, flat out, gave Aaron Rodgers a double bird last year when they didn't take a receiver in the first round and they took Jordan Love. Now you pay him back because he won MVP for you. You get him a receiver besides Devonte Adams. You get him a legit deep threat receiver with solid hands, solid route running, legit speed, and just a guy who's going to be a freak at the next level. I think that Elijah Moore could be a very, very solid receiver. And, you just get Aaron Rodgers some weapons, man. And if you don't like Aaron Rodgers, you get Jordan Love some weapons, whatever. Pick 30 at the Bills. I think Zaven Collins could be a definitely interesting player there. The only reason I wouldn't think they'd do that, though, is because they just signed Matt Milano to a lot of money. I'm going to give them a defensive tackle, I think, here in Christian Barmore. I think what they have on the edge there, they have corners, they have safeties, linebackers are okay for them. On the edge, what do the Bills got? That's a very tricky one here. I'd say Christian Barmore here, because honestly, Christian Barmore and Ed Oliver in the middle would be a freaky interior. But, and even if they're in a 3-4, Barmore is probably athletic enough to go out and play defensive end in a 3-4. We're going to give him Christian Barmore. Pick 31, the Chiefs. 2 of the top running backs still on the board here. I'm not going to have the Chiefs taken out of them, though. They're both going to slip out of the first round, which might be a hot take, but whatever. Okay, I'm going to give them the Chiefs Sam Cosmi. Guy I think is severely slept on. Played in the Big 12 at Texas. Was a very solid player there. A guy who was legit NFL starting left tackle if he improves some, things in this game. Particularly below the waist. Footwork. But I think he's a very talented guy. I think he can play left tackle. And the Chiefs need offensive line. Desperately. Let's look at the Buccaneers now. Who would they really lose? Like Antonio Brown? I mean, they have Godwin. Receiver, if Elijah Moore was here, they'd take Elijah Moore here, in my opinion. But have Jason Pierre-Paul. Have Shaq Barrett. Edge guys. Have Vita Vea. Have Devin White and Levante David at linebackers. Yeah, man, this is a tough pick here for Tampa Bay. Coming off a Super Bowl, I guess someone's going to make a big impact on your team. I like your receiver here, honestly. Just because you're not sure if you're going to be able to pay Chris Godwin long term. I don't really know if you're going to take Terrace Marshall here. Kadarius Toney or Elijah Moore would be my picks here. They're both available still. This is a tough one. We're going to go with, I'd say Jason Owe, but I don't think I can justify going with him there. Do they go Rondale Moore? after his absolute freaky pro day. They could. I don't want to give him Zaven Collins. I don't think he'll actually play. I don't know where he'd play on that team, man. Jason Owe, I don't know where he'd play on that team. Running backs, something running backs. Eric Stokes, Jamal Dean, and Carlton Davis, Sean Bunny. They don't need a corner. I might have to give him Terrace Marshall here, man. Any other receivers? Like Rondale Moore? Who's going to be the guy that fills AB or Chris Godwin's shoes? I think it's more likely Rondale Moore, but I'm going to give them Terrace Marshall just because I like Terrace Marshall as a player. And I think that if you're going best receiver available there, I think it's definitely Terrace Marshall. And he's a guy I think will be a better receiver than Rondale Moore. I think Rondale Moore's a freaky athlete. I don't know how good of a receiver he's going to be at the next level. Round 1, pick number 1, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Justin Fields, Penei Sewell, Rashawn Slater, Patrick Surtain, Jalen Waddle, Devonte Smith, J.C. Horn, Jalen Phillips, Micah Parsons, Caleb Farley, Christian Darrisaw, Elijah Vera Tucker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Greg Newsome, Tevin Jenkins, Azeez Ojulari, Kwity Paye, Landon Dickerson, Trayvon Mayrig, Jamin Davis, Rashad Bateman, Kadarius Toney, Elijah Moore, Christian Barmore, Sam Cosmi, and Terrace Marshall. That is my 32-pick mock draft. Second one is coming in the next week probably. But guys, thank you so much for watching, listening. If you made it to the end of this, you're the real MVP here. Thank you so much. If you like the mock draft, be sure to leave a like. If you want to debate some picks, I'm all for it in the comments section. I respond. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening or watching, whatever you're doing here. Please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. This is That Man and Gamer saying peace out.